Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Hudson Public Utilities Commission meeting for Tuesday, March the 8th, 2022. I guess we start with the roll call. If you could take that, please, Jace.
Yep. Hassan, quorum. She
muted.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Present.
Okay. Paul,
Here.
Nolan,
Here.
Preisel,
Here.
Rice,
Here.
Wecken. Okay.
Okay, the next item would be the approval of the minutes from our last meeting in February the 8th, 2022. If you'd look them over, if we could have a motion for approval.
Move to approve. Second.
All in
Joyce,
favor?
Did you second it, Joyce?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? And the next big item is new business for the pay approval for Magni for the wastewater treatment plant project.
Okay, so in your packet, we're at pay application number 21 in the amount of $137,054.66. That has gone through SEH review process, and they did send it on to me for approval. So if there's any questions on it, otherwise we'd be looking for approval in the amount of $137,054.66.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Then that's approved. So project updates and project status reports by Kip.
Okay, so we've got next in your packet, it's going to be the memorandum from SEH in reference to the wastewater treatment plant construction. So the lab building, maintenance garage, makeup air unit was installed. Ductwork is still being installed. The aeration basin, south tank submerged ductile pipe was abrasively blasted and recoated. The concrete walls to be coated next. And just an FYI, that's not going to be happening. We had a discussion. So down there, there's three tanks. There's actually 6 tanks, but we consider them 3. But they did 2 of them already. The paint is starting to come off of them. It's kind of an underwater. They're about a foot under the water, and the water is getting back up underneath the paint in there. So I'm making this really short, but long story short, we are not going to be painting them. There's no structural purpose to be doing it. There's really no reason to be doing it other than aesthetics. So after our discussion with what's happening with that paint that they're putting on there, we basically just told them to hold off. We're not going to be painting the inside of these tanks, and what that actually equates to. By the time we're done, we're going to be looking at just shy of about $100,000 credit that we're going to be saving on this project. I just didn't feel the need to paint these tanks if the only person that are going to see them are the staff, inside. And like I said, there's no structural purpose to do it. We're not gaining anything out of it other than spending upwards of close to $100,000. So right now I'm working through that credit. So basically we'd be getting credit back on some of that. So we're working through that right now. And then the sludge conditioning building, the continuation of the sequence pump replacement and painting of the walls and ceilings. And then 2 more pumps remain. And then you've got some nice pictures in there of the lab building, garage makeup unit. And if you look at the second picture on there, that's the inside of the what I'm talking about. So we do paint the piping, but if you actually if I don't know if everybody's looking or not, I can try to share my screen if you can't see it. If you can see it, but if you kind of look up where it's yellow up on the top of that picture, that's all that we're painting. Now it's way more than just that, obviously to the tune of just under $100,000, but that's where I'm kind of talking about up in there. So like I said, we're working through that. The next one is just the sequin pump replacement, just showing you, what some of the new pumps look like, attached to the old piping. That all will be painted. So everything matches and looks nice. So that's pretty much your wastewater treatment plant construction summary. So if there's any questions on that, otherwise the status report is just the same thing with the wastewater treatment plant. I haven't changed anything. We're still about 90% construction. We are probably looking at a late May, early June completion date on this entire project. Somewhere in there, obviously, and we've talked about it before, where things have been pushed back, just trying to get parts and equipment and different things like that delivered. So I'll get, in the next couple of weeks, I'll be getting probably a little more firm date on when this thing should be wrapping up. So, and a lot of it's weather related. They have a lot of outside stuff that they have to do yet. So we're working through that. So that's your updates and project status reports.
Can we use that savings for the fence we're going to have to replace around?
Yeah,
there?
we're going to have, the way it's looking right now, Pat, we're probably going to be looking, we should have roughly $500,000 left in this project by the time we're done. I have already had discussions with Andy and with Aaron Reeves about, if we have money left. We have things that we could do down there. Obviously that fence is one. Do we want to do some sort of a parking area? Do we maybe want to put up some sort of a garage? Because, we talked about that garage that we were going to put up here. We lost all of our storage down there because of this expansion. So we really could use that. Now, I don't know if Clean Water Fund can be used for that. That's all stuff that we need to look into yet. But my guess is by the time we're done with this, like I said, there's projects down there that weren't, or there's things down there that were not included with this project, kind of outside the scope of upgrading that plant. But we will have money at the end to talk about, what we want to do with it and, different things like that. So once we get closer, I'll be getting a list put together of kind of where I'm thinking, would be the best place to spend this. But yeah, that fence is definitely going to be one that's going to have to be done. So. Any other questions on that?
My only question is, do you require a motion for this, or is this?
No, these are just for your information, just to kind of keep everybody up to date on what's happening down there. Like I said, once we get into summer, definitely we can set up a time where, people can come down, you guys can come down and take a look and see what was all redone and how it looks and different things like that. Again, it's just a muddy mess down there right now. You don't want to be walking around down there. It's just nasty. So we'll wait till it gets cleaned up a little bit. So no, but we do not need anything on that one.
Or the next would be the West Central Wisconsin Biosolids facility.
Yeah,
minutes.
those
We don't
are
need a motion on that probably.
No, you don't need a motion on that. That is just kind of just some minutes from that I'm trying to include in there that Mary had asked for. They're actually having, I know River Falls is having a big meeting actually right now on this, on what because there is a potential that River Falls might be pulling out of that West Central Biosolids. So if they make that decision or whatever their decision is, we might have to react to that, just depending on if they pull out or if they stay in, what that means for us. But until we get the information on what they're going to do, we're just kind of at a standstill at this point, figuring it out. So So no,
Why would they want to pull out of that?
because
And where would they go?
they are actually talking about building their own facility. They have the room. They've done the financials on it, and I'm just paraphrasing here. Like I said, I was hoping it was going to be on YouTube. Their meeting that started at 5. I was going to watch it, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So I'm hoping to get a copy of kind of what happened. I'll get a hold of River Falls tomorrow and see if they can, if they did record it, just to see what all went on down there. But they've been talking about getting out for a couple of years now. They've been doing a bunch of studies on what would it cost them to build their own facility to take care of their own waste and things like that. And from what I'm hearing, it's actually cheaper for them to build their own facility in the long run than it is to stick with West Central Biosolids. So, like I said, until we get what they're actually going to do, if they pull out, that's 20% of that entire facility. The good thing is we'd be saving 20% capacity. The bad part is somebody's going to have to pick that 20% cost up somewhere, to run that facility. So, like I said, it's just kind of up in the air on what they do, because they are talking about that $25 million upgrade. We did approve that 1.6 or $1.8 million upgrade a couple months ago when Andy and Pat and I were all there. That they're paying for that out of cash reserves, and I believe they're getting a small loan and things like that they're doing now. But they are looking, no different than what we just went through at the wastewater treatment plant. That biosolids facility is 20 plus years old. It's just getting wore out. It's time for an upgrade. But until we figure out what River Falls is going to do, that's going to make a determination of how big and what kind of upgrades need to happen. If 20% leaves, do we need to do such a big upgrade? Or if they stay, then, what do we do at that point? So we're just kind of waiting on River Falls to figure out what they want to do. And then we'll look at our options at that point. So.
This is Carrie. I have a question on this report. I'm new to this and don't know all the players, but in the minutes, there's a lot of references to someone named Randy, and maybe I missed it, but I don't know who Randy is.
Randy is the operator in charge down there.
And the last name?
Oh boy. I got it. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. I'll find it.
Well, I did see there's some communities that want to
Lindquist?
join.
Something like that. I think it's like Randy Lindquist. Let me look here. LINDQUIST. All right, now where'd you guys go? There you are. Okay. Yeah, Randy Lindquist is who he's the operator in charge down there.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else on just the minutes?
I was just going to say that if River Falls does pull out, it looks like there's other outfits, communities that would like to join if they could.
Yeah, that's always a discussion. There's always, it seems like every year there's a couple that, surrounding communities that want to. And that's, again, stuff that'll all have to be discussed, once River Falls makes their decision.
So we ready for the sewer utility and water utility cash reports?
Yep. So on there, you've actually got December, January, February. We were behind, as I've stated in previous meetings. So basically, you got everything up to date to this point. So it just kind of lists out all of our cash, what we have, our replacement funds, all that kind of fun stuff that's in there. So we're sitting fine yet. Wish my bank account looked like that. It doesn't. You guys don't pay me that well.
Oh, here we go again.
I know.
Well, the cash reports, we don't need an approval on that, I don't think, do we?
Nope, that's just information too.
But the payables, the
Payables
next
we
item
would.
we do.
So yeah,
So
you have,
discussion of
go ahead.
possible
Sorry.
action on claims.
Yeah, so you've got your utility or all of your payables for through March 8th that are in there. So if there's any questions on that, otherwise we would need a motion and a second and a vote on utility payables.
I saw there was a large pump that failed, a niche pump.
Yeah, we had a pump that failed on there, and it I think it was like $13,000.
Yep,
If you actually go back to your cash reports, if you just kind of look on the sewer one, we actually have, it's called the DNR replacement fund. So that fund is set up, it's a required fund that we have to have. And that's actually where that money comes out of. So when that's for equipment replacement, things like that, when things break down, that we actually have money in our accounts that we can afford to replace that. So yeah, that pump will actually come out of the DNR replacement fund is where that comes out of. So it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit budgets or anything like that. It's just money that we are required by law to carry a balance on that. So we have money available for items like that.
could I get a
Move to
motion for approval?
Move to approve.
Second? I'll second it myself. All in favor? Signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Then we just need a motion to adjourn. God, this is like a record today.
Actually, I have two things I like to add. I think it's item, is it? No, I just want to propose two topics for our next agenda or some future agenda. I don't know if there's a process that we have or if I can do it right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, the first one is to ask whether or not we have any kind of trend line analysis on our expenses aside from the project of that we're working on. Because I find sometimes approving expenses in isolation doesn't give us context. So I don't know if that's something that Kip or someone else has that would show us a 5-year rate of usage and expenses, income and outflow from the budget.
Do you want to email me, Carrie?
Sure.
Shoot me an email with what you're after.
I will.
Let's do, because I'm not following exactly what you're after right now, but if you
I'm
want
just
to shoot me
looking
an
for
email.
kind of a trend analysis. Then the second thing, and you really referenced it earlier, Kip, and that is to set a date in the future when, whether we meet in person or not is an outstanding question, but to tour the improvements that have been made, the project that's happening this spring.
Yeah, and I mean, we can do that. I know we've done it in the past where we've kind of met at a couple different facilities. And normally what we've done in the past is we try to set it up on the same time when we have our meeting. So, we can meet at 6 o'clock. If it's a short agenda, we can just kind of run through it in person, and then we can take a quick tour after that, or we can meet beforehand. Just whatever works for everybody. But
Okay,
yeah,
so
we can
just put that on the future agenda. And
yeah, we can do that. That I'm guessing you're probably going to want to, I'm thinking more around the July area I think that's probably going to be the best when you get down there.
Sure. We won't be dealing with ice at that point.
Yeah, and everything will be cleaned up and it should be freshly painted and whatnot, from that point. So.
All right, sounds good. Well, with that, I will move to adjourn.
Second.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
No opposed? Meeting is